regional Victoria does reopen and is operating as much as it can be, how closely and strictly will you be monitoring the borders between Melbourne and regional Victoria? Yes. And especially when it comes to the Chamber of Commerce has suggested today holding off on the grand final day public holiday, given it's not here in Melbourne, and potentially looking to put that later in the year when it's safe for people to travel, so that some business and some more economic...
Yeah, I've got no announcements to make about the grand final Friday public holiday. It'll go ahead as I've outlined. But in terms of regional travel, the 2 points you raised. Firstly, we will defend that border really, really tightly. We can't have a situation where regional Victoria gets to take not one but the 2 steps, gets pretty well opened up. We've got a different set of circumstances in Melbourne, much more virus in Melbourne. We can't have a situation where people are travelling for anything other than essential reasons into regional Victoria and movement both ways. So, yeah, we'll have a lot of work's being done on that, and we'll have some further announcements to make about how that system will work. We know that there are a lot of people who move between Melbourne and regional Victoria for work and for other purposes, whether it be people that work in the health system, for instance. There's many thousands of nurses, for instance, that come from the regional Victoria, not that far out of Melbourne, but they travel in and out of Melbourne. We know it's inconvenient to be stopped for lengthy periods of time at roadblocks and things like that, but I think my feedback from regional Victorians, they're proud of the fact they've got such low numbers. They jealously guard it, and they know that keeping those numbers low is essential to keeping country Victoria open. So they want that border defended, and we will do that, and we'll have more announcements to make on that soon.
Is it not tempting disaster by having that holiday where it is natural? That holiday is actually one of the reasons it's designed originally, was to get people into country Victoria. Is it not tempting fate or disaster by having it anyway? Would it not make sense to delay it until...
Well, I don't see it as a risk, because you won't be allowed to travel to regional Victoria unless, of course, we've made decisions where we think that's a safe thing to do. So, we've got checkpoints at the moment. We've got a degree of enforcement. Police are doing a great job. I think we may step that up. It may go to a new level to make sure that only those who absolutely need to be travelling into country Victoria are doing that. So there'll be a time for us to make further announcements, Nick, around supporting regional tourism. We know that we're not going to be having international flights leaving Melbourne for a very, very long time, it would seem. Who knows when a vaccine comes. But those who want a holiday, those who want to support businesses, those who want to get out of Melbourne, there'll be a time for that. And we'll have more to say about trying to support those regional tourism businesses so that they can get back to something approaching normal. Absolutely, that isn't today, and I don't think that's just a matter of the grand final arrangements. That's a much longer project and one where we'll have a lot to say, actually.